Look, when it comes to these US Navy strikes on supposed cartel boats in the Caribbean, we are either striking actual cartel members or we're striking civilians. There's really no in between. So, when it comes to those who survived the recent US strike, why were they released back to Ecuador to face an Ecuadorian courtroom where they might walk away free, especially if we have evidence that they are cartel members? I mean, we do have evidence they're cartel members, right? Otherwise, we're just killing people in the Caribbean and calling them cartel members. So, if these folks survived, they should be prosecuted in the US, similar to how the Coast Guard does it under the Maritime Drug Law Enforcement Act. The Trump administration's decision to send survivors back to Ecuador creates a series of contradictions here. If these boats are truly trafficking drugs, the cleanest way to prove it is to arrest them, preserve chain of custody evidence, and file formal charges in a US courtroom. That's the proven maritime model we've used for, I don't know, like 40 or 50 years now. The Coast Guard traditionally disables the vessel, boards it, seizes the contraband, documents the crew's identity, and hands everything over to prosecutors. But now we seem to be using lethal force first and then repatriating survivors, as if there's a concern that if they go to court, something in the evidence will show the Trump administration is using the Navy to actually conduct extrajudicial killings on the high seas. Now, the Trump administration says some of the information is classified, such as radar tracks, pattern of life data, and electronic intercepts, and can't be used in court without harming national security and can't be turned over to the Ecuadorians. And I guess fair enough, but when you hand these people back to Ecuador and you're not giving the Ecuadorian officials the evidence for them to prosecute, then they're going to have to set them free. They will go free, and we'll see them again if they are cartel members. Furthermore, we do not operate in the United States on what can be hinted at or alluded to behind some vague clearance wall. We operate on what can be shown and proven in court. If the United States will not indict because of evidentiary issues, and we can't expect Ecuador to indict for the same reasons, then we probably shouldn't be killing these people because of evidentiary gaps. And to further raise concerns, the head of Homeland Security is sharing photos saying that these are the boats that are being struck, and the photos she shared are actually from years ago. So there's clearly a trust and misinformation issue here. If the United States is conducting strikes without evidence strong enough to survive basic legal scrutiny, that is killing outside of the judicial process. In plain terms, that is murder. This isn't just a policy error, it's unlawful and disgusting. Even a public acquittal is far more palatable, especially more palatable than just killing people, because if they would have been acquitted in a US court of law, they should not have been killed. Handing these survivors back without any meaningful evidence doesn't do anyone any good. If they are cartel members, let's bring them to justice. What should be happening is this: use the Navy's incredible capabilities to guide the Coast Guard so they can conduct interdictions and arrests and bring suspects into custody under the Maritime Drug Law Enforcement Act. Anything short of that is either kidnapping or flat out murder.